From Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez flaunting their billion-dollar romance on super yachts, to Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan quietly shaping a philanthropic empire, and Larry Ellison and Jolin Zhu turning heads with their lavish island getaways. In this video, we're looking at the richest power couples in America. Let's begin with Larry Ellison and Jolin Zhu Ellison. In the world of opulence and tech domination, Larry Ellison and Karen Zhu Ellison might just be the closest thing America has to royalty without the crown. Together, they're the perfect contradiction. A man who built his empire on code, and a woman who now lives at the center of everything that code paid for. At 81, Larry Ellison isn't just a billionaire, he's practically the blueprint for how Silicon Valley wealth should look once it escapes the office. The Oracle co-founder's fortune, estimated at over $270 billion, has redefined what retirement means. While others slow down, he's busy expanding an empire that looks like it was dreamed up by a Bond villain with unlimited budget approval. But behind all that wealth stands the calm counterbalance, Karen Zhu Ellison, the woman who brought grace, softness, and order to his beautifully chaotic legacy. Married in 2023, she turned his legendary excess into a lifestyle that feels refined, almost editorial rather than loud. Together, they live as if luxury itself were their joint business venture. When Larry bought 98% of the Hawaiian island of Lanai back in 2012, the world gasped. To him, it was just another project, a private experiment in paradise. 2 Four Seasons resorts, organic farms, and solar-powered villas later, the island isn't just a getaway. It's a fully functioning fantasy land with its own zip code. Locals joke that Ellison doesn't just own the island, he edits it. Even the palm trees look like they've been programmed for perfection. His real estate portfolio reads like a billionaire's bucket list. In Florida, he casually secured a record-breaking oceanfront compound in Manalapan. In California, his woodside estate, modeled after a 16th century Japanese palace, includes koi ponds, bridges, and tea houses where even the teapots could probably sign non-disclosure agreements. Then there's his 230-acre Sensei Porcupine Creek Resort, a wellness sanctuary for the elite who need meditation and Michelin stars in the same zip code. Altogether, his properties are valued at well over $1 billion, giving Karen the enviable daily dilemma of deciding which home should host breakfast. And then there's how they travel. Larry's 288-foot super yacht Musashi, named after a legendary samurai, is a floating embassy of extravagance, complete with a spa, cinema, and full-size basketball court. When he's not at sea, he's aboard his Gulfstream jet, crossing time zones as casually as most people cross streets. The only turbulence they face is deciding whether to land in California or Hawaii. Through it all, Karen remains the quiet anchor who keeps the spectacle elegant. She's not a headline chaser or a social media presence. Her influence is quieter, steadier, a presence that makes excess look effortless. She's often seen beside him at Oracle events, on the docks of his sailing team, or stepping off private jets with the kind of ease that suggests she was born for it. If Larry and Karen Ellison represent old-school wealth done the island way, yachts, jets, and tea houses under the sun, our next couple proves that modern money prefers hoodies and Hawaii. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. After Larry Ellison's empire of islands and yachts, you'd think Silicon Valley's new generation might tone it down a little. Not exactly. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan have mastered a different brand of excess, the quiet, calculated kind that pretends to be modest while living like a billion-dollar stealth operation. At 41, Zuckerberg's fortune, north of $250 billion, funds one of the most private yet extravagant lifestyles in tech. And beside him is Priscilla Chan, Harvard graduate, pediatrician, and philanthropist, a woman who turned the hoodie-wearing coder into something close to a global statesman. They met back in 2003 at a Harvard frat party line for the bathroom. Now they share 3 daughters, a philanthropic empire, and several homes that could double as resorts. Chan isn't just the woman behind the world's most famous algorithm. She's the co-founder of the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, which pledged $45 billion to reinvent education, health, and science. She inspired Mark to learn Mandarin, and together, they gave $75 million to a San Francisco hospital that now bears bears their names. For a couple who started their relationship over pizza boxes, they've built a life that feels more like a prestige drama about ambition and algorithms. Of course, their version of simple living still includes a Hawaiian compound so large it needed its own environmental studies. Zuckerberg owns more than 1,500 acres in Kauai, the Kulau Ranch compound, a slice of paradise valued near $100 million and guarded with the kind of privacy that makes neighbors nervous. Locals say he fences like a king and buys like one too. Then there's his air fleet. His first jet, a Gulfstream G650ER, cost roughly $75 million, but true to tech tradition, the upgrade came fast, an $80 million G700, one of the most advanced private jets ever built. Critics call his short hops between states environmentally reckless, but when you're flying meta money, every trip's a mission. And finally, the crown jewel of this digital dynasty, Launchpad, his $300 million super yacht, 361 feet of pure statement, complete with a helipad, twin pools, movie theaters, and a companion support vessel called Wingman. Because when your yacht is that big, it needs its own yacht. In 2025, Launchpad was spotted sailing alongside Jeff Bezos' vessel in the Mediterranean, in what may have been the most expensive parking arrangement in human history. For all the privacy and minimalism Zuckerberg preaches, he and Priscilla live like a couple who coded their own universe and decided to own the view. He builds the network. She humanizes it. He connects billions online. She grounds one of them at home. Together, they're proof that in the age of algorithms, love and luxury still need a personal touch. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. If Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan live like billionaires in stealth mode, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are the complete opposite, loud, luminous, and unapologetically in love with the spotlight. At 61, Bezos has done what few billionaires dare, turned his Amazon fortune into a global experiment in how far luxury can stretch before it becomes mythology. Since stepping down as Amazon's CEO in 2021, he's been less of a businessman and more of a collector of experiences. His fortune, around $240 billion, now fuels a lifestyle that hops between super yachts, space rockets, and soirees in Venice. And beside him, in every headline, every helicopter landing, and every sunset yacht photo is Lauren Sanchez, the Emmy-winning journalist turned pilot who's matched Bezos' obsession for the sky with her own wings. Their romance began in 2019 with a scandal that had tabloids sprinting. But half a decade later, it's evolved into one of the most high-profile power pairings on Earth. She's not just along for the ride, she's often flying it. A licensed helicopter pilot and founder of Black Ops Aviation, Sanchez can land a chopper on a yacht deck smoother than most people parallel park. Their luxury footprint is staggering. In aviation alone, Bezos owns two Gulfstream G650ERs, each worth around $65 million, and recently upgraded to the $80 million G700, one of the most advanced private jets on Earth. At this point, his hangar looks more like a private airport than a parking space. He even sold his $40 million Pilatus starter jet, because apparently even billionaires declutter. But air isn't where Bezos truly flexes. It's the water. His $500 million super yacht Koru is 417 feet of handcrafted extravagance, complete with massive sails, multiple pools, and interiors that could make Versailles blush. And because no billionaire sails solo, Koru has her own plus one, Abiona, a full-sized support yacht carrying helicopters, staff, and toys for the sea. When the couple hosted their 2023 engagement party aboard Koru, it wasn't just a celebration, it was a floating summit of wealth, with guests like Bill Gates and Leonardo DiCaprio waving champagne glasses somewhere off the coast of Capri. Their homes, of course, match the scale. In Florida, Bezos owns 3 properties on Indian Creek Island, nicknamed Billionaire Bunker, worth nearly $250 million combined. One mansion alone reportedly cost $90 million, with waterfront access and enough pools to drown an Olympic team. In Washington, D.C., he transformed 2 historic homes into a 27,000-square-foot mega mansion, renovated for $12 million and reportedly equipped with ballrooms fit for royalty. Add a 30,000-acre Texas ranch, doubling as the launch site for Blue Origin, and Beverly Hills estates totaling more than $160 million, and Bezos's real estate portfolio looks less like property ownership and more like geographical conquest. And then came the wedding. On June 27, 2025, Venice hosted a spectacle for the ages as Bezos and Sanchez exchanged vows beneath a canopy of candlelight and paparazzi flashes. The bride arrived like a cinematic heroine. The groom looked like he just bought half the city, and the setting shimmered with old money grandeur, funded by new money precision. Bill Gates and Melinda French Gates. After Bezos and Sanchez turned love into spectacle, Bill and Melinda Gates remind us that not every billionaire romance is built on yachts and Venice weddings. Sometimes it's built on shared spreadsheets, science, and saving the world. At 70, Bill Gates still sits atop a fortune of about $125 billion, the kind of wealth that built the modern tech age and then tried to fix what it broke. Microsoft made him the face of personal computing, but his partnership with Melinda turned him into something far more ambitious. Melinda French Gates isn't a supporting act in this story. She's the co-founder and co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, an organization that moves billions with the precision of a government and the compassion of a family business. Before marriage, she was a Microsoft manager who'd worked her way up on merit, fluent in both data and diplomacy. For nearly 3 decades, the pair ran their empire like a mission, not a company, investing in vaccines, schools, and clean water for communities most billionaires only fly over. When their divorce hit headlines in 2021, the world braced for impact. 27 years, 3 children, and an empire of influence later, people wondered if the foundation that carried both their names could survive the split. It did. The two continued to co-chair operations through a trial period, proving that even in separation, their shared purpose outlasted personal differences. And then, of course, there's how Bill Gates actually lives, proof that saving the world doesn't mean skipping the luxuries. His flagship estate, Xanadu 2.0, is a $130 million temple of tech built on the shores of Medina, Washington. The mansion features a 60-foot swimming pool with an underwater music system, a 20-foot trampoline room, and a sensor network so advanced that the walls adjust lighting and temperature to match your mood. It's less a home and more a prototype for how the future might live. His fleet of private jets, including 2 Bombardier Global Express models, keeps his philanthropic schedule running at supersonic speed. On land, his garage houses one of the most enviable Porsche collections in the world, including a 911 Turbo that's become his signature joyride. The man who once joked about coding in a garage now collects the cars built to escape one. Melinda, meanwhile, continues to expand her own philanthropic reach through Pivotal Ventures, a foundation focused on gender equality and social innovation. Larry Page and Lucinda Southworth. After Bill and Melinda Gates turned philanthropy into a global system, Larry Page and Lucinda Southworth remind us that some billionaires prefer their luxury, quiet, coded, and nearly invisible. At 52, with a fortune estimated at $139 billion, Page has done the impossible, built an empire that touches almost every human on Earth, while living a life that almost no one sees. The Google co-founder is the rare kind of billionaire who could change the world before breakfast and disappear before lunch. Reclusive by design, he rarely grants interviews, avoids the spotlight, and seems to treat privacy not as preference but as philosophy. And yet beside him, in this world of silent power, stands Lucinda Southworth, researcher, philanthropist, and the quiet half of one of the most elusive power couples on the planet. Together, they've directed millions toward medical research and global aid, including a $15 million Ebola response donation in 2018 that helped fund field operations during one of the deadliest outbreaks in Africa. And when they're not saving the world, they're redefining what privacy looks like at billionaire scale. Larry owns a Gulfstream G650ER, valued north of $50 million, the same model favored by tech titans who prefer not to stop for fuel, capable of flying from California to Tokyo in one elegant arc. On water, Page's taste leans toward function meets fantasy. His 45 million super yacht senses isn't just for show. It's a floating expedition lab built for exploring the edges of the map. It carries its own tenders for landing on untouched beaches, a dive center for exploring reefs, and interiors that merge minimalism with comfort. Back on land, Page's real estate choices mirror his personality, understated innovation wrapped in sustainability. His Palo Alto estate, worth roughly $45 million, is a futuristic oasis powered by solar panels, geothermal heating, and self-learning systems that adjust to human behavior. His San Francisco homes carry the same DNA, efficient, tech-infused, and almost impossible to photograph. Steve Ballmer and Connie Ballmer. Let's shift gears to talk about Microsoft's most energetic and passionate leader. At 69 years old, Steve Ballmer's $153 billion fortune from Microsoft has been channeled into a lifestyle that perfectly reflects his famously energetic personality: loud, proud, and centered around his passion for professional basketball and high-octane luxury. Ballmer's signature indulgence is his $78 million Gulfstream G650ER private jet, registered as N709DS and also N709NS, which has become as much a part of his identity as his courtside celebrations at Clippers games. This aircraft isn't just transportation. It's a flying office and entertainment center that enables his frequent transcontinental flights between Seattle and Los Angeles for games, along with international jaunts to places like Paris and the Bahamas. The G650ER boasts a remarkable 7,500-mile range, a 13-passenger cabin with panoramic windows, and cruising speeds of Mach 0.925, meaning Ballmer can cross the country in supreme comfort while barely noticing he's airborne. But the jet is just the beginning of Ballmer's sports-centric opulence. His ownership of the Los Angeles Clippers, which he purchased for $2 billion in 2014, has evolved into a platform for extraordinary luxury. The crown jewel, the Intuit Dome, a state-of-the-art $2 billion arena that opened in 2024. This isn't just a basketball venue. It's a technological marvel featuring VIP suites that redefine what courtside means, with tech integrations that would make any Silicon Valley office jealous. What makes Ballmer's lifestyle particularly interesting is how it balances extreme wealth with genuine passion. Ballmer's tracked flights show trips to major cities across America and occasional international destinations, but many center around basketball schedules, revealing a man who uses his wealth to pursue what he genuinely loves. Married since 1990, Connie Snyder has been Ballmer's partner through his entire Microsoft journey and beyond. A University of Oregon alumna, Snyder isn't content to simply enjoy her husband's wealth. She co-founded the Ballmer Group, through which they've donated over $3.75 billion to philanthropic causes, focusing particularly on child welfare and behavioral health initiatives. They have 3 sons together, and while Ballmer's public persona is all high-energy enthusiasm, their private family life remains remarkably grounded despite the extraordinary wealth. Jensen Huang and Lori Huang. Now, let's turn our attention to a man who has become the face of the artificial intelligence revolution, whose company's chips power everything from ChatGPT to autonomous vehicles. At 62 years old, Jensen Huang's $151 billion net worth represents one of the most dramatic wealth explosions in recent tech history. NVIDIA's dominance in AI semiconductors has transformed Huang from successful entrepreneur to one of the world's wealthiest individuals, and his lifestyle is rapidly evolving to match his expanding fortune. Huang's approach to luxury currently centers on efficiency rather than ostentation, though that's clearly changing as his wealth grows. He relies heavily on private aviation for global business travel, particularly for family trips to Taiwan for events like Computex 2025, where NVIDIA's presence in the tech world requires his attention. His real estate portfolio has undergone a fascinating transformation that mirrors his wealth trajectory. Huang and his family have progressed from modest homes to luxury properties in Silicon Valley, with multi-million-dollar mansions featuring tech-integrated systems that showcase NVIDIA's capabilities. Huang's most valuable asset might not be visible in real estate or jets. It's his marriage to Lori Huang, whom he married back in 1985. They met at Oregon State University, where she was his lab partner, creating a partnership that predates the wealth by decades. They have 2 children, both of whom now work at NVIDIA, making this truly a family enterprise. Their journey from modest circumstances to luxury properties represents a classic American success story, grounded in engineering excellence and long-term vision. Warren Buffett and Astrid Menks. At 95, with a fortune around $150 billion, Buffett remains the grand paradox of modern wealth. A man who could buy a private island before lunch, but would rather buy a sausage McMuffin. The Oracle of Omaha has turned restraint into legend. While his peers collect Gulfstreams and beachfront estates, Buffett still drives himself to the same stucco house in Omaha, Nebraska, the one he bought in 1958 for $31,500. Today, it's worth about $1 million. But its real value lies in what it represents. A life lived exactly the same after $100 billion more in the bank. Even his private jet, worth a modest $6.7 million, tells a story. When Buffett first bought it, he nicknamed it the Indefensible, feeling guilty about the extravagance. But practicality won, and the jet was soon rechristened the Indispensable, an admission that time, not toys, is the real currency of the ultra-rich. And then there's his approach to giving. Buffett has pledged 99% of his wealth to charity, already donating more than $60 billion through the Gates Foundation and his own family charities. For him, money isn't for display, it's for direction, a way to test ideas, reward discipline, and see how far generosity can scale. In 2006, Buffett quietly married Astrid Menks, the woman who had already been by his side for nearly 3 decades. Their story is as unconventional as it is telling. Astrid had entered Buffett's life in the late 1970s, introduced by his first wife, Susan, who remained close with both of them until her passing. What could have been scandal became something more human, a portrait of emotional honesty that mirrored Buffett's trademark plain-spoken practicality. He built the empire, she keeps the home. He mastered the markets, she mastered the balance. And in a universe of luxury excess, they've quietly redefined it, not as what you show, but what you can afford to live without. Michael Dell and Susan Dell. Let's talk about a pioneer of the personal computer revolution who turned a dorm room operation into one of the world's largest technology companies. At 60 years old, with a net worth of $129 billion, Michael Dell has channeled his Dell Technologies fortune into a real estate empire that showcases how billionaire wealth can reshape entire luxury resort markets and create personal compounds that blur the line between home and paradise. Dell married Susan Dell in 1989, creating a partnership that's endured through the company's explosive growth, privatization, and return to public markets. Susan is deeply involved in health and education philanthropy through their foundation, directing resources toward causes they both care about. Dell's most spectacular recent move, his $400 million acquisition of the Four Seasons Resort Hualalai in Hawaii in 2025. His primary residence, known locally as The Castle, is a testament to Texas-sized ambition. This Austin mansion spans 33,000 square feet, featuring multiple pools, tennis courts, and grounds that could host a small festival. But Dell didn't stop there. He also owns the Raptor Residence in Hawaii, an 18,500 square foot estate that serves as a vacation compound where ocean views meet cutting-edge home technology. His property portfolio extends to working ranches that span thousands of acres, blending the traditional Texas ranching lifestyle with modern billionaire amenities. Transportation reflects his practical yet luxurious approach. Dell relies on jets like a Gulfstream V for global travel, enabling him to oversee his expanding empire of technology companies and luxury properties. His car collection features high-performance vehicles like Porsches and Hummers, appropriate for both Austin's highways and ranch roads. Rob Walton and Melanie Lohman Walton. At 80 years old, S. Robson, Rob Walton's $118 billion fortune from Walmart shares represents inherited wealth on an almost incomprehensible scale. As the son of Walmart founder Sam Walton, Rob chaired the retail giant until 2015, and his lifestyle reflects the Walton family's preference for privacy, despite possessing wealth that could command constant attention. The Walton family approach to luxury emphasizes discretion, but glimpses of their lifestyle reveal extravagance on par with any billionaire. Niece Nancy Walton. Lori's super yacht Chaos cost approximately $300 million, stretches 361 feet in length, and features marble-laden interiors, multiple swimming pools, and cinema facilities that rival commercial theaters. While this yacht belongs to a family member, it suggests the level of luxury available to the Walton clan. When your family controls Walmart, super yachts with support vessels become reasonable acquisitions. Rob's primary properties center on Arkansas estates that maintain family roots in Walmart's birthplace of Bentonville. These aren't publicized mansions. The Waltons maintain extraordinary privacy about their residences, but property records and occasional reports suggest multi-acre compounds with security systems that ensure the family can live without constant public scrutiny. The Arkansas base allows Walton to remain connected to Walmart's headquarters while living in a region where his family name carries historical significance rather than just wealth. Rob's wife is Melanie Lohman Walton, whom he married in 2005. Details about Melanie remain intentionally sparse, fitting the family's pattern of extreme privacy. Unlike billionaire spouses who take public philanthropic roles or appear at society events, Melanie maintains a profile so low that even her background and interests remain largely unknown to the public, a remarkable achievement in the internet age. Jim Walton and Lynn McNabb Walton. Let's discuss a member of America's most famous retail dynasty, a man whose wealth comes not from founding a company, but from stewarding a massive family enterprise. Jim Walton's $115 billion fortune at age 77 makes him another member of the Walmart dynasty, whose wealth is almost impossible to fully comprehend. As another son of Sam Walton, Jim's path differed from his brother Rob's. He runs Arvest Bank and serves on Walmart's board, creating a diversified business presence while maintaining the family's legendary preference for privacy. The Jim Walton lifestyle mirrors his brother's emphasis on discretion, with his wealth funding ultra-private luxury that deliberately avoids public attention. His Bentonville home reportedly spans multiple acres, befitting someone whose net worth could buy most American towns outright. These properties aren't just homes, they're family compounds where generations can gather, protected by security systems that ensure the Waltons can live without the constant attention that follows less careful billionaires. Like his brother, Jim has access to family resources that include spectacular yachts such as the Chaos super yacht, even if he doesn't personally own it. The Walton family approach to luxury emphasizes shared resources and family cohesion rather than individual displays of wealth. When your family collectively controls one of America's largest fortunes, personal yacht ownership becomes less about status and more about practical considerations like privacy and convenience. Jim's wife is Lynn McNabb Walton, about whom little public information exists, a testament to the family's commitment to privacy. They maintain an intensely low profile despite wealth that could command attention anywhere on Earth. Charles Koch and Elizabeth Koch. At 89 years old, Charles Koch's $73.8 billion net worth comes from Koch Industries, the massive conglomerate he inherited and expanded with his late brother David. What makes Koch's wealth particularly fascinating is how it funds a lifestyle that balances private luxury with very public political influence, creating a unique brand of billionaire living centered on ideological impact. Koch's lifestyle reflects what might be called disciplined opulence. He maintains vast estates in Kansas that serve as both personal residences and venues for hosting the influential political gatherings that have made the Koch network a significant force in American politics. These properties aren't just homes, they're command centers for libertarian political strategy, equipped with facilities for hosting the wealthy donors and political figures who attend Koch-sponsored events. Private aviation enables Koch's influence-building travel, with jets facilitating his attendance at political conferences, business meetings, and family gatherings. But compared to tech billionaires who treat jets as mobile luxury hotels, Koch's aviation usage emphasizes efficiency and purpose, transportation that enables political and business objectives rather than pleasure cruising. What distinguishes Koch's lifestyle is his maintained fitness routine and relatively folksy Midwestern existence. Despite his vast wealth, he reportedly exercises 6 days per week, maintaining health disciplines that many people with far less money neglect. His daily life in Kansas, while certainly comfortable, lacks the visible ostentation of coastal tech billionaires. No super yachts, no private islands, no headline-grabbing luxury purchases. Instead, Koch's wealth flows toward political donations, think tanks, and ideological infrastructure that amplify libertarian perspectives in American policy debates. Charles married Elizabeth Liz Koch in 1972, creating a partnership that's endured over 5 decades. Liz, a former teacher, is involved in arts and wellness philanthropy through their foundation. They have 2 children and maintain a relatively private family life despite Charles's very public political involvement. Liz's lower profile allows the family to maintain normalcy even as Charles's political activities generate controversy and attention. Thomas Peterffy and Lynn Wheat. At 80 years old, Thomas Peterffy's $73.3 billion fortune tells one of the most remarkable American success stories. A Hungarian immigrant who pioneered electronic trading on Wall Street and built interactive brokers into a fintech powerhouse. His lifestyle reflects both his European roots and his adopted American success. Peterffy's crown jewel property is his Palm Beach villa, purchased for $78 million. This isn't just an expensive house, it's an 11,022 square foot mansion sitting on 5.9 acres of some of America's most valuable oceanfront real estate. The property features stunning ocean views, multiple swimming pools, and extensive equestrian facilities that reflect his family's passion for horses. This is Florida coastal luxury at its most refined, where Caribbean blue waters meet manicured estates, and where neighbors are fellow billionaires and international wealthy elite. The Palm Beach location positions Peterffy in one of America's most exclusive enclaves, where Mar-a-Lago sits just down the road and where private club memberships cost more than most Americans' homes. Private jets enable Peterffy's travel between Florida properties, business meetings in New York, where Interactive Brokers maintains operations, and family trips that blend business with pleasure. While he maintains a lower public profile than many tech billionaires, his aviation usage reflects the reality that when you've built an electronic trading empire, time becomes the ultimate luxury, something private jets purchase in abundance. Peterffy married Lynn Wheat in the 1990s. Wheat, a former model, maintains a notably low profile despite her husband's wealth. They have 3 children and focus their family life on equestrian interests, creating a lifestyle that emphasizes private family activities over public socializing. This discretion is particularly notable given Palm Beach's reputation as a place where wealth is often displayed rather than hidden. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.